Right now, it feels like the entertainment world is ruled by Marvel, and while I do enjoy some of that, my heart will always belong to DC, because DC animation is what I grew up loving. I still believe the DCAU is the best thing to ever air on television, and while the live action adaptations have their ups and downs, the animated movies and shows will always be the best in the biz. So this month, I'm going over some of the best animated DC shows and movies they have to offer. But this year, in honor of Kevin Conroy, I'm going to be focusing on some of the Dark Knight's greatest adventures. His best episodes, movies, and specials, all elevated by his voice. Join me every day this month as I celebrate DCember. Hello and welcome back to DCember. Today, we're going to be talking about one of Batman's biggest regrets. Two-Face is an episode that deals with the tragic fall of Harvey Dent, district attorney and one of Bruce's best friends. What makes this episode so special is that Harvey Dent wasn't introduced in this episode. He's a character that we've seen plenty of times before. We've gotten to know him and his relationship with Bruce, so when we see him fall to his darker instincts, it hits all the more harder. The episode starts with Harvey having a bad dream, talking to himself, but he's quickly woken up, as he has to go to a police raid that he helped organize. Once the criminals are taken care of, thanks in no small part to Batman, Harvey gives an interview about how he's going to clean up Gotham, but one of the thugs tells him that his boss, Rupert Thorne, will be the one getting the last laugh, and he kicks some mud onto Harvey. Harvey snaps and almost decks the guy, but he's held back by Jim Gordon. I just want to take a minute to mention how good the facial expressions are in this episode. They really twist and contort Harvey's face into some extreme emotions. It looks great. It makes the scenes where he snaps all the more visceral. But speaking of Harvey snapping, this isn't the last time he does. You see, Harvey has been having these episodes more and more, even at Bruce. It turns out that Harvey has been seeing a therapist for this. Harvey has a rare case of split personality disorder that stems from his time as a boy. After punching a bully, and the bully ending up in a hospital, though this wasn't Harvey's fault, he had appendicitis, he decides to hold his rage in. But after so many years of suppressing his emotions, they've manifested into an entirely new personality.
Big Bad Harv?
Speaking.
And unfortunately for Harvey, Rupert Thorne wants to use this against him. He steals his file and tells Harvey to back off, but this ends up backfiring as Harvey's other personality comes out. He starts to fight back and Batman gets involved too, in a really good action sequence. I especially like when it cuts to outside the building and you just see the characters' silhouettes. Sadly, this encounter ends in tragedy. While Harvey is chasing after Thorne, one of Thorne's thugs takes a shot at him, leading to an explosion that Harvey gets caught up in. Batman goes to help, but when he sees what's become of Harvey, he's horrified. Back at the hospital, the doctors tell Bruce and Harvey's fiancé that half of his face was heavily damaged, and he'll need plenty of rehabilitation and plastic surgery. But when Harvey wakes up and sees what's become of his face, the shock permanently changes his mind into that of Gotham's newest supervillain, Two-Face. Watching this back now, it's just so sad. You have this obviously sick man who just keeps deteriorating until a terrible accident brings him to the point of no return. Batman takes it especially hard, blaming himself for not being able to save his friend.
Why couldn't you save me? Why couldn't you save us, son?
Meanwhile, now going by Two-Face, Harvey is going around causing mayhem, wanting to muscle in on Thorne's racket. But he has a code, and only does crime when his double-sided coin lands on the bad side. Despite all of this, Harvey still misses his fiancée and wants to see her, so he organizes a meeting. She misses him too, but when they do meet, she leads Thorne right to him. One of Thorne's associates had actually disguised herself as a member of the police, and gave Two-Face's fiancée a device to alert them. But it was secretly secretly a tracker. She just wanted Harvey to get some help, but the damage is done, and Harvey's not going out without a fight. But Batman can't bear to see Harvey go down such a dark path, so when he got ready to flip his coin on whether or not he should kill Thorn, Batman threw a bunch of coins, making Harvey freak out now that he's lost his only method of decision making. His fiancée goes to comfort him, as Batman just looks on sadly. Thorn goes to jail, but Harvey is still sick, and it's gonna be a while before he's better again, if he ever gets better. And Batman makes a sad wish in a fountain to maybe one day see his friend again. This episode really got to me. They took what I thought would be a background character as a kid and turned him into what will become a pivotal player in Batman's life. Everything that Batman does, he does for the ones he loves. But what happens when one of those people is the threat? It's such an interesting struggle to see Batman work through. I also like the fact that they showed going to therapy in a positive light. More people need to embrace getting help when they can, especially before it's too late, as the tragic story of Harvey Dent illustrates. I'll see you tomorrow for more December.